What's one of your favorite memories with Alyssa?
I don't think we can put it on tape. Could we? I mean, I won't say the word. But this is cute. This is cute. This is cute. I got a lot of stories.
The woman talking is Sue LaRosa, the mother of Alyssa LaRosa.
I worked at a trucking company for years, so I had a little rough mouth. So I tried to hide it. Alyssa's 2, and sometimes it would just come out. So trolls were getting big then, and I grew up with trolls, and I know a lot of people hate them because their faces and they're scary looking. But I had them, and I got Alyssa some, and she would play with them and stuff. So anyhow, we went back home to our state in West Virginia, and we walk in the store, and it was Mother's Day. And my husband and I went to the Mother's Day card, and she says, "Mom, I want to look at these trolls." I said, "Okay," because I want to keep my honor. So the store was a small store, okay, so everybody heard us. So Frank and I'm looking at cards, and she goes, Mom. She goes, "Look at all these effing trolls." And she said it. That's what I did. I crawled like this, and Frank and I crawled, and we grabbed her and took off. But yeah, it was pretty funny.
Imagine holding your newborn daughter in your hands, seeing her smile for the first time, seeing her eyes open, and then suddenly having her stripped from your arms and taken to the NICU to later find out that she was born with a terminal illness that would kill her 29 years later. This was the exact case for Sue LaRosa.
How did you feel when Alyssa was diagnosed with CF?
It was pretty devastating because, you grow up, you want to get married, you have kids, and then to have a child that, is sick right away, and we didn't know if she was going to make it. She was in the hospital 2 months, so it was pretty devastating to the family.
Cystic fibrosis is a disorder affecting the exocrine glands, which causes abnormally thick mucus, which then leads to the blockage of the pancreatic ducts, intestines, and bronchi, and it often results in respiratory infections.
In other words, this disease will eventually lead to Alyssa's death.
Now you're probably wondering, why on earth are 3 high school students focused on this girl with cystic fibrosis? Why do we care?
Well, we care because we want to show that diseases aren't just a percentage on a graph.
This is an actual human life. This disease not only affects them, but it also affects the people around them.
Trey LaRosa, brother of Alyssa LaRosa, writes in his most recent essay, "I'm not going to try to put into words just how difficult it is to sit in a room together where doctors are telling your family that your daughter/sister is for the first time in her life of near constant woes officially terminal. We are not the first family to go through this, and we are absolutely not the last. It is not my intent to be dismissive of others' struggles or own heartbreak. In fact, my goal is to amplify that heartbreak and to write a message of love and support for that pain."
What was the darkest moment you had with cystic fibrosis, and how did you get out of that?
I had a real hard time. Frank did, Trey did. We went out and said our things. And then after she passed, it was kind of like a blur, but I'm just finally getting through some of it, So, but we did take a trip, I don't know, in the end of January. They told us, there's nothing else we can do. You're just buying time. So her and Trey wanted to go to California, so we went for 2 weeks. And it was a nice trip. She got out of bed, but there were many times, like we would order dinner in. She was too tired. She didn't want to go out, and she said, are you having fun? And she said, yeah. She said, but I'm not looking forward to going home because I'm going to die. So that was tough. And then we went home, and the next day she went in the hospital, and Frank and Trey's like, oh, they're going to try new medicine. Try something else. I said, she's not coming home. This is the end. So day by day, that's how I take it. That's all you can do. glad they did, because they're aerosols, and one aerosol was albuterol, and it would make you shaky when you took it. Some gave her headaches. You know, the medication would give you headaches. It had side effects. Your liver eventually gives out because you're taking so much medication. And all of it takes a toll on your body. So by the time you hit certain ages, your body just gets tired. It can't do anymore.
On the happier note, I know the La Rosa family is a very big, you guys are really big in our community.
Yeah.
And your parties as well. So when Alyssa passed,
Mm-hmm.
how did the community itself react towards your family?
We had everybody came together. There were over 500 people at the funeral. And she wanted to be cremated, but for me to have closure, I wanted her shown, you know. And she did say that. She wanted to be all fashioned up and everything like that. So the community came together. They brought us food. I mean, of course, we got, people brought gifts and everything like that. But we had so much food for days, and, calls and coming over and trying to get me out, 4 days a week to go to lunch, which is good. But yeah, everybody's been real nice and great.
Trey La Rosa, brother of Alyssa La Rosa, also has CF. And in his essay that we recently discussed, he still writes,
"For the first time in my life, Alyssa's path broke from ours. After this day, we would have to hope for no pain and a quick end. How do you find a new baseline when the next step is death? How do you find solace in that?"
After decades of experience, Alyssa was as good as anybody at finding reasons to be hopeful. But hope is based in believing something positive is in your future. There are very few instances where death is a reason to be hopeful.
What did Alyssa have to be hopeful for? I suppose part of me wants to believe she was finally hopeful to enter in a perfect rest, where pain and suffering no longer existed.
I don't know if she reached that point. My sister loved life, and her zeal for life was sincerely paralleled by no one. My sister did not want to die so young, even if it meant more hospitalizations and pain. We talked a few times when she was doing okay if she'd consider a third transplant. She said she didn't want another one, but always hedged that she was thankful. To find more information about Trey La Rosa's writing, go to www.treylarosa.com. A way to support the fighters of CF daily is to increase your knowledge about CF. And if you have a friend, family, or loved one, please sit with them through their treatments. This is a struggle, and we are all trying to fight it.
On May 18th, 2019, which is a Saturday, you can participate in the Cystic Fibrosis Walk in Cincinnati, which starts at 10 a.m. And you can find information for this at fightcf.cff.org.
And finally, we should live by the quote Alyssa lived by. Through all of her pain and suffering, and all of her hope that she held, she thought,
Being able to live every single day
allows us to have the opportunity
to be able to
aspire to inspire.